Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, your host of the most, as always, Francois878, and welcome to another episode of Warframe Whatever Days, the weekly series where I talk about controversial topics in Warframe on whatever day I damn well please. No, I'm just kidding. The reason that this is being released on a Saturday as opposed to on a Wednesday is because yesterday, July 24th, was Devstream 57, and we finally got some information on Update 17 and when it's coming out. And it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. If you have the chance, go watch Devstream 57, because there's a ton of cool stuff that they show off. At the very least, watch the first half of it, roughly, because that's when they show off the new parkour system, and it is amazing. It is so cool. When I heard a few weeks ago that they were getting rid of coptering, melee coptering from the game when Parkour 2.0 came out, I was miffed. I love coptering. It makes this game tolerable in some areas. There are some very large maps that are very not fun to traverse if I didn't have coptering. But with what they've showed off, it's going to be so much more fun. They've gotten rid of the stamina bar. The stamina bar is a complete thing of the past, so you will never have to worry about running out of sprint ever again. They've actually added a secondary utility slot for every Warframe. It kind of looks like an aura slot where, it's above your 8 main mod slots. But it's not like for another aura. It's specifically for the mods that they showed off were specifically for parkour stuff and for traversal, like Rush. The sprint speed increase mod was available, and the cool thing with that is that the utility mods aren't specifically utility mods. Like aura mods, like Energy Siphon, you can only use as an aura mod. But for the utility slot, you can use Rush as a utility slot mod or as a regular Warframe. Put it in your regular Warframe slots. So it's really, really interesting, and it's a really interesting way to do that. That being said, a lot of the mod points for a lot of the aura slots, for a lot of the aura mods have been nerfed. So before, where like Energy Siphon, if you had it in the correct mod polarity in an aura slot, it would give you 14 extra mod points. Now it's only going to give you 7 mod points, but that's because you will be able to put a utility mod in that secondary area and still get roughly the same number of points. So that's, it's a really, really cool, I really like that. That was one of the first cool things that they showed off. But then they actually showed off the parkour aspects, and the bullet jumping, and the aimed gliding, and all the cool stuff you're going to be able to do while you're doing that is awesome. You can double jump now. You can wall walk into a bullet jump, and then oh my god, you go watch it. I cannot explain to you in words the hype that is going to be Update 17. I don't care if nothing else comes out in Update 17 except for Parkour 2.0, I'd be happy. That's how excited I am for this. It's going to change the entire way we play the game, and not a lot of people are going to like it at first, but I guarantee if you give it time and just let it grow on you, that this is going to change the game for the better. It is absolutely the coolest thing they've put in the game for several updates now. Several updates. And something else that they showed off was the new frame, which is, I believe they called Eclipse, or Equinox? It was Equinox, I'm sorry. Equinox, who is the yin and yang Warframe. So, she's got 2 different forms, a night form and a day form. And the day form is more offensive abilities, and the night form is more support, like healing abilities. Like the night form can put enemies to sleep, and her alt will damage enemies, and then it's toggleable, so it'll damage enemies consistently over time in an AoE effect, and then once you toggle it off, it will heal your allies for a percentage of the damage dealt while it was turned on. And the day version of that is it just does like a flat AoE damage effect once you toggle it off for a percentage of all of the damage dealt. It is... this frame, and I can't remember what the third ability is, but it was really overpowered too. And this frame is absolutely going to change the game. Equinox is going to be the new... I feel like there's so many cool different things she's going to be able to do, or he's going to be able to do, with every frame. You know, every frame in the game will have a cool combination. Like, I'm just thinking right now, Excalibur and Banshee both have augment abilities that will allow bonus damage on bonus finisher damage to unaware opponents. If you combined that with Equinox's second night ability, and you can just put everybody to sleep, and you just walk around doing shitloads of bonus finisher damage to people, that's nuts. That's craziness. You know, and it won't be, you know, super effective against everyone, but Banshee's silence ability is a huge AoE stun to everybody in the radius. And, you know, Radio Blind is good by itself without even that augment mod. And when you throw Equinox into the mix, ooh, I'm more excited about Equinox than I was about Chroma. Chroma is one of my favorite Warframes of all time, and I can tell you 100% I am so stoked for Equinox. He is going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. They also showed off some cool stuff in the new Uranus tile set, the underwater laboratories, for the new boss, whose name is escaping me at the moment. We kind of already saw it at the... Teal Rhaegor, that's his name. We already saw it in the Two Men of Rhaegor event, so, you know, we kind of got a taste of it. But they also showed off the Sharkwing, quote-unquote, basically level transition, where you actually start off the level in like one of the underground labs and then go out underwater as your Arkwing. And that was really fucking cool. That made me really think like, damn, Arkwing might be actually, you know, a pretty cool thing again. Because I'm not a big fan of Arkwing. I know there are a lot of people who aren't a big fan of Arkwing. So to be able to, you know, transition from a normal level to an Arkwing level, which is something that they promised, I mean, who knows how long ago, when before Arkwing even, you know, the teaser trailer for Arkwing featured, you know, those types of transition levels. So we've been waiting so long on this, and I'm very happy that we finally get to see it in game. It's so exciting. They also showed off a bunch of... there's going to be a number of new modifications, both as those utility slots that are going to be featured, but as well as a new sniper rifle buff, which is going to be cool. Very much so like Thunderbolt for the bows. For those of you who don't know, Thunderbolt is basically a bow-specific mod that will cause arrows to occasionally basically explode when you fire them. And it used to be really OP, but then they nerfed it into the ground, and it's not so great anymore. But that is going to be a new feature, that they're going to have more weapon-specific mods in the game, and I'm a big fan of that. I'm a much bigger fan of making weapon-specific mods that can make a specific type of weapon better, over them trying to take out damage mods and all that. But that's a topic for a completely different video. But there was just so much stuff. I can't describe it to you guys. This is just basically an Update 17 hype video. It is just based on the new frame and the new parkour system and all the new mods and all the new changes. Like, I'm disappointed there are things that aren't going to make it into Update 17 that I want to make it into Update 17. I'm trying to think the new star chart. I have no idea when they're planning on releasing that, but I know it's not update 17. But that, I'm really looking forward to that. And even without that, I'm so hyped for this. If you guys have a chance to go ahead and go watch that Devstream to see all the cool stuff, I would highly, 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 highly recommend doing that. It's about an hour of your life, but you will not regret it. It is... The hype train is fully engaged at this point. It is going to be a badass update. So you guys expect a bunch of Warframe videos as soon as update 17 hits. I'm going to do a parkour video. I'm going to do an Equinox video. I'm going to do a video on the utility mods, the new utility mod slot. I'm sure they mentioned it having a more official name than just like a secondary aura / utility slot, but I'm not sure 100% on the name of it right now. But I'm so excited, guys. You don't even know. I'm really excited to play Warframe again, because I've been really in a bad type of holding pattern the last like 2 weeks, and I'm hyped. I am all aboard the hype train. Choo choo, all the way to Puck Uranus. Sorry. See, if you watch Devstream 57, you'll get that joke. But thank you guys very much for watching another episode of Warframe Whatever Days. I have been your host of the most, as always, Francois878, signing off.